As kids, one of the most asked questions was, what do you want to be when you grow up? The answer? Doctor, actor, lorry driver? The boys behind logistics startup TheLorry definitely believe that being a truck driver is a noble profession and a legit career choice.
The lorry driver, truck driving profession is probably not seen as something as glamorous. And we want to try to make it on the same par as a pilot, like an airline pilot. And this is something probably difficult to do. Maybe it will take time. But I think if we lay down the seed now, I think we can achieve it.
Given that TheLorry is a platform that links lorry drivers to potential customers, a statement like that can almost seem self-serving. However, the duo is serious in building up an ecosystem that will benefit both drivers and customers. Customers will get better service at competitive prices, while drivers will get a sustainable livelihood, which seemed like an impossibility before.
They come to the office and send me the invitation card to the wedding and tell me that because of TheLorry now, they have made sufficient, to make ends meet and be able to get married. And now from struggling with just one lorry, some of them have like 3, 4, 5.
That's probably one of the reasons why we can wake up in the morning and say, come, let's go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. If we're not creating impact, then if we're not changing people's lives, it will be just a boring endeavor.
Now in its 5th year, TheLorry is poised to go upwards and onwards. In early April, it raised $5.85 million in funding, led by new investors, First Floor Capital. Then 2 weeks later, Unilever came into the picture, buying equity in TheLorry for an undisclosed sum. Now flush with new funds, part of it will go towards beefing up the aforesaid ecosystem. Beyond just investing in more hard and soft skills for their drivers, they also want to help ease the cost of doing business.
We want to help them with financing. We want to help them with insurance. We want to help them with, workshop services where they can sort of reduce their costs overall. And that's really part of our ecosystem play here.
Currently, TheLorry is in 4 countries: Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia. Interestingly though, TheLorry is already profitable in 2 of those 4 countries, namely Singapore and Malaysia. An odd scenario to be in for a fast-growing startup, which is normally expected to burn cash as it chases market share. So, why the new funding? Nadir says it's because of Thailand and Indonesia, where competition is a little fiercer and you need immediate boots on the ground. Chihao believes that with its current business model, the 2 countries can turn profitable over the next few years. This is also where Unilever comes in.
It's a deal where we are sort of able to tap their operations in all the countries that we expand into.
But it begs the question, what can the scrappy upstart offer the FMCG behemoth?
I think the real difference here versus what they have been doing is that on Unilever part, they are also trying to digitize their supply chain, right? So with us, with a lot more tech integration, a lot more, automation in the process, rather than dealing with physical papers, now we are dealing with system-to-system talking to each other.
Going back to the question of what you wanted to be when you grow up, Nadir and Chihao always knew that they wanted to work for themselves.
For me, I've always wanted to become an entrepreneur ever since high school.
Being a Chinaman myself, the mentality from the parents was that, you should run your own business one day and things like that. When I was in school, cita-cita saya or my ambition, it's always about being a businessman, run my own business.
The two are the typical business odd couple, with Nadir the more outgoing one, while Chihao is methodical to a fault. The duo admit they have come a long way in the past 5 years, which have been peppered with customer learning curves and differences in opinion. Both have now learned to not sweat the small stuff and look at the bigger picture.
5 years ago, we would be more panicked about these complaints, and we want to address it immediately, right? But addressing one complaint may not address the root cause at the time. So right now, looking at bigger picture, we are actually trying to drill down to what are these complaints about? If it's about drivers being late, being rude, it should all start from the moment we are trying to recruit the drivers and give proper training for longer term solutions.
Taking preventive measures rather than firefighting. So we don't like firefighting. Less kanchong, less panic.
As for now, TheLorry intends to keep on trucking, and at its current pace, does not rule out the possibility of one day seeing the word Berhad next to its name.
I think that's definitely one of our options. We would love to, manage or own a public listed company in my lifetime, in our lifetime. So hopefully we'll be able to achieve that.
It's a possibility, but it's not the only option, I guess.